I am just finishing off a spin that I was working on yesterday. It's this really beautiful alpaca roving that I spun up and I ended up making it a 2-ply yarn. It's about 100 grams and it's the Huacaya alpaca. So you have like Suri alpacas and then, excuse me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, a Huacaya alpaca, and they're both different. Their fibers are very different, and so this is the first time using a Huacaya alpaca fiber, and it is really, really soft. And I was doing a bit of reading last night on working with alpaca, and apparently it felts pretty easily, and it doesn't need much agitation. So I'm treating it really gently when I'm washing it right now because I don't want to fuck it up. It's undyed and it is from a farm in New South Wales. I'll put up the name of the people I got it from. It's really beautiful. I also got 2 different sets of alpaca fleece, but this time the Suri alpaca. And it was really, really nice to work with. So yeah, I'm doing that at the moment and finishing that spin off. Because it's undyed, I really just love it so much. I'm not even sure if I want to dye it, but I'm working on a yarn drop and I want them all to be really colourful, so I don't know. While I'm out here in the sun waiting for that to soak, I am working through the fibre for my next yarn that I'm going to work on today. I want every yarn in this drop to be a little bit different to each other. I want them all to have their own thing going on, and I don't want to repeat a type of yarn too much. So I had a plan for these. These are all merino tops and they're very, very beautiful, and they're all in these like very bright neon colours, as you can see. So I've got yellow, pink, green and orange, and I originally wanted to do like 4 sets of 2-ply yarns, both with a contrasting colour, but now I've done like 2 different 2-ply yarns and I think I want to try a 3-ply. And I just don't think there's a better way to do a 3-ply than with 3 different neon colours. So I've been using a bit of a different technique with my finishing at the moment. In the past few spins I've been doing a lot of thwacking and really agitating the yarn, basically so that it felts a little bit, but I've been finding that with a 2-ply yarn I don't want to be felting it and fulling it that much because it starts to kind of take away some of the loftiness and the fluffiness of the 2-ply. So I'm trying out a finishing technique of just letting it soak in water and not agitating it really at all, and just letting all of the air kind of come out in the water and let it really like soak through the yarn, and then put it on to dry, but just without squeezing it, without thwacking it or anything. And I know that's not setting the twist as much, but I just don't want to felt it too much. I just haven't been loving it for, it's great for singles, but I haven't really been loving it for 2-plies or any ply that much. I might do a bit of snapping once this is like dried off. But yeah, I just doing some experimenting with different ways of finishing yarns because there's plenty of ways to do it. It's not all like one technique. So yeah, that's some thoughts. I'm gonna set up my wheel upstairs, put some TV on, and we can spin together. Okay, hello. So I completely did not realize my microphone was not turned on and it's plugged into my camera, so everything I said here was not recorded. That's okay, we continue. I will just tell you what I was thinking on this day. So this is me spinning my beautiful pink merino comb tops, and basically what I wanted to wrap up in this segment of the video while I was spinning was for me to spin this 3-ply yarn. I need to spin 3 very consistent singles, as consistent as I can possibly do. Oh, here's me prepping my fiber. So usually when I am prepping fiber, when you have comb tops, you'll see like a little like a natural split in between the roving, and so I just pull that apart. So yeah, I'm working really, really hard to spin as consistently as possible. So making sure there's no obvious slubby bits. Basically, the weight of the yarn looks the same the whole way through, which was challenging and meant I had to spin slower. Here's me having a tea break. Yum. Good tea break. I've got more yarn on there. I've been working really hard that day. I really deserve that tea. Checking it out. Just checking out my beautiful work, my consistent singles. Hell yeah. I remember feeling extremely proud of myself at the end of this day. I finished the pink. I was sat down for way, 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 way too long. But it's the best singles I've ever made. So yeah, I just need to make the other 2 colors as identical as possible so that the 3-ply is even. We'll see how it goes, hey? So much to my disappointment, day 2 was also completely wiped out. So here's me spinning the green roving. This one, I'd really, after the hours of working on the pink one, I'd really gotten used to the feeling of spinning this consistently. And basically I was just comparing the pink and the green as I was spinning to make sure that it looked pretty similar. In terms of yarn weight. I'm sure I had so much to say in this bit. Oh, in this bit I was talking about how nice it was on a spinning wheel that you can spin and not look, and it's extremely comfortable and quite intuitive because you can just really feel in your fingers, like, you know, you just get into a rhythm. It's really nice. So I've just really been enjoying that, just, you know, wandering my eyes around. Yeah, next. I'm pretty sure on the yellow one, all my audio comes back because I'm a legend and I know how to make YouTube videos and I know how to work microphones and I know how to do this as my job. I'm doing really well. I definitely know what I'm doing. Jesus Christ.
And sing it loud. Someone.
Hey guys, I went on without you. I have done all of the yellow and I'm just comparing it to my other bobbins to see if the yarn amount is about the same, and it is. So the yellow's done and you didn't see any of it. Today I'm going to add some extra green to this bobbin and ply. I don't know, I think I'll get through all of the plying. I've just got to just gonna rip some of the yellow off and just finish off that. Okay, yellow's done. This is looking very cute. I'm honestly so happy that I am at the end of this spin because it's been pretty tedious in a good way. Like, I've definitely learned a lot from doing this spin. I definitely think there's still going to be more pink left over out of all of them, but that's okay. Lately, I've been challenging myself to not do as much pre-drafting, especially when it comes to comb tops. Not pre-drafting the fiber before I'm spinning it, and so kind of just like drafting as I go instead of like pre-drafting like you would throughout an entire roving. It's just really mainly because it's cutting some time out of the process, so I don't have to be pre-drafting and using more time like doing that, basically. And I can just get stuck into it straight away. So I'm just adding some extra green, and then we'll be on to plying. I'm literally, when I'm drafting as I go, I'm holding about this far away. This is merino, so the staple length is kind of shorter. So I'm just kind of holding about this distance away, and as I'm drafting, I'm doing a short forward draft, so I'm pulling from my drafting hand and kind of leaving the fiber supply in the same place. And I'm just letting like a little bit out at a time. And by holding it sort of in my grip like this, it's keeping all of these fibers kind of directed towards the tip, into a tip shape. That's a shit way of explaining it. Obviously you've got your drafting triangle, which is a whole thing. So you're wanting to maintain that triangle shape and really focus it towards staying with this point. And then I'm just focusing on basically drafting the same amount of fiber each time, so that I'm getting a consistent single. This is not a tutorial. I thought I'd just kind of chat a little bit about what I'm doing. There are much better tutorials online. Don't follow this one because I'm shit at explaining things. Oh yeah, during this spin I've been focusing a lot on trying to not only draft consistently but also treadle consistently and have that matching up with my drafting. So keeping the same amount of treadles per draft, if that makes sense, which is a whole thing that people do, and I haven't really tried that until this spin because it was like I've been trying to just make yarn and have it work out. But for this spin, because I'm trying to spin 3 singles really consistently to ply it together, yeah, I've been really focusing on trying to do everything I can to make sure that it is actually consistent, so that at least, even if my tension is a little bit different on the third colour in comparison to the first colour, my treadles are the same and my drafting is the same. I just know that there's gaps in my knowledge that is like kind of distorting, like I'm missing some details, like that's maybe a little bit too reductive for what makes a consistent spin. I'm sure your tension has to be the same, but how do you make your tension the same when you've taken it off the wheel? I don't know. Oh, you do that by having your sample yarn that you can keep checking. That's what you do. That's the next step. I haven't really done that much with this. I haven't been doing too many ply back samples and all those things. I definitely probably should be, but I don't know. I'm just trying to focus on spinning 3 singles. Yeah, so I'm really, really glad that this spin is almost done. I've probably spent about a week on this now, which is the longest I've given to a spin on my wheel so far. And I think I needed this because it's like, it's not all gonna be like day spins. Sometimes you're gonna have to really put in the hours and kind of wait for it still, because you're still doing something that is a very slow craft. And so, yeah, it's not all speedy, speedy, speedy. And this one certainly hasn't been. But today is plying day. She's done. She's done. Now I have to force myself to take some footage of all of them together before plying, because I'm just so excited for plying. I just want to get straight in there. But that's not how you film process YouTube videos. Luckily for me, with this wheel, I have a jumbo bobbin, which is mighty helpful for this situation. Okay, where's my lazy Kate? Okay, this is my first 3-ply ever. Oh! I think this is gonna look very beautiful. I'm trying. Okay. It's so cute. This is going to be so worth the time. I literally cannot believe how beautiful this is. I am blown away. This was so worth it, guys. I cannot express to you how worth the time this yarn is.
And then we'll have the top 5, and then from that top 5, try them again, pick the number 1 favorite. And then with all of the experience that I've gained from when I eat them.
My bobbin, the jumbo bobbin, because the whirl is bigger, it is slower. So this is taking ages and I honestly need a break. I have to basically like, it's so slow that I have to kind of like drag it back and then just hold it and treadle so that it actually builds up some twist. But oh my god, it looks so beautiful. Ah! Like, this is the best yarn I've ever made in my life. No word of a lie. Look at that. Oh yeah. My foot is absolutely killing me. I'm so thrilled by how it's turned out, and I'm so thankful for my patience that I managed to uphold while I was spinning this week, because it's really, really been worth slowing down and working on consistency for this to work out how it has. I am putting slightly more twist into my ply than I initially think I need to. Every time I've plied so far, when I wash it, it loosens the twist slightly, and it's always been slightly looser than I wanted it. So I'm putting a little bit more twist in now, in the hopes that it will loosen up after like washing it, but we'll see. This is a very creaky spinning wheel. It makes quite a lot of noise. This is the best yarn I've ever made. I love her more than anything in the world. I just soaked it in some room temperature water for 20 minutes and then hung it out and didn't really do too much the whacking this time. I didn't really mess around with it too much because I didn't want to felt it. And I'm really happy with how it turned out.